everyone, and welcome back to another pregnancy update. I am 27, well pretty much 28 weeks. I'll be 28 weeks tomorrow. So this is just kind of a 27, 28 week update. I'm feeling really good and entering into my third trimester, which is so crazy and so exciting. This pregnancy, like I've mentioned so many times, seems to be flying by, and also I still have 3 months left. So it's like, it's going by really fast, but I've noticed that lately I haven't been keeping track of my weeks. Like I can't ever remember if I'm 27 or 28 or 26, but I know how much longer I have. And I have about, let's see, I will have the baby a week earlier because I'll have a C-section. So I think that that means that I have like 11, let's see. So pretty much in a couple of days, I'll only have 10 weeks left until I'll have the baby. So that has definitely changed. I'm now counting down how many weeks I have left rather than how many weeks I am pregnant. I have a cold, so that is why I sound a little bit funny. And also I can't breathe. I'm still having a hard time like catching my breath, and having a cold is making that a little bit worse. So bear with me if I sound like I'm out of breath this whole entire video, because I kind of am. So the baby is a little over 2 pounds, like probably over 2.5 pounds right now, and about 15 inches long. So that seems so big, and I am definitely feeling her move around like crazy, especially now that she's a little bit bigger. Her movements are very strong, and it's just so much fun. The other night I was laying in bed, and she must have like stretched her body out or something, because I felt like I could feel her everywhere. And sometimes it's almost like you feel them like hit your hip bone or something, and it's so fun. I love it, and that's probably one of my very favorite things about pregnancy, is feeling the baby move. Not only do I love it, my kids love it so much too. If I mention that the baby moved a little bit, they'll come running over and wait as long as they have to feel her move again. Especially Gage. I think Gage has been the most excited and the most fascinated with this pregnancy and feeling the baby move. And that's a lot of fun for me. Gage and I have a really special connection, and he's just so sweet. And when I see him do fun things like this with the baby, it just makes me so excited for him to be a dad one day, because he really cares and he asks me so many questions, and he just like really takes the time to listen and know, and he wants to know what's going on. And lately when I've been talking to him, he seems so old. He's 8, almost 9 years old, and he has just matured so much this year. And I was looking at him the other day and just thinking, you're so big, and the conversations are so much more mature and older and really fun. But he had his little hand on my belly, just waiting for the baby to move. And I looked down at his little teeny tiny hand, and it just reminded me that he is still just so little. And it was just a moment that was really special for me as a mom, to just look at his tiny little hand on my belly, just waiting for his baby sister to move. And it made me so happy for her that she gets him as a big brother, because he's just such a special boy. And I don't know, it was just a really fun moment that happened this week, and I just wanted to share that with you. And the funny thing about Gage liking to feel the baby move is if Winston notices or hears that he's asking questions about the baby, Winston will run over and lay on my belly. He's like, no, I'm going to feel the baby move. And he literally has to put his head on my belly to feel the baby move. That's his favorite way of feeling the baby. And he kind of tries to push Gage aside. And so they're like fighting over who gets to feel the baby move, which is just so adorable to me. And it makes me laugh. And they laugh too. It's just out of fun. But it's really funny. So that has been fun too, is Winston loves to put his head on the baby, on my belly, and listen for her and feel her move, and he gets so excited. And he'll pop his little head up as fast as he can, and he'll look at me and say, the baby? And I know that she either moved or he heard some type of sound. So it's been a lot of fun for the kids to be able to feel the baby move now that she's a little bit bigger. And Braylee, of course, loves it too. I think she's just older, and it's still special, and she still loves to feel her baby sister move, but she's like going into her teenage years, and so she has a lot going on, but she definitely likes to sit down with me and feel the baby move. But the thing that's been a lot of fun with her is like going through baby clothes and talking about baby names, and you know, just things. She's so much more mature now that she wants to like talk about things, and where we're going to put the baby, and what the baby's going to wear when the baby comes home from the hospital. So it's been a lot of fun with each of my kids just going through this journey now that they're a little bit older. and realizing different things has been really, really special. So I've been grateful for that, especially this last week. It seems like the kids have really been doing fun things. So I'm happy that I get to share that with you because it is just such a fun part of this journey. So the baby still does not have a name. We still have a list, and I do want to share that with you. And I was going to make a video about names that I loved but will not be using. And then I started to think that the name that I like the most is Growing on Casey, and I didn't want to tell that and then be like, oh, wait a second, we are using it. So I'm still just waiting that out a little bit more, but I do want to do a video about all the names that I liked, girl and boy names, and share them with you just in case you're trying to find a baby name, because it is hard. I'm having a really hard time this time around. I feel like with Braylee and Gage, we had a pretty good short list of names that Casey and I agreed on. And we knew that we were just going to pick from the list of 3 or 4 different names. And then when it came down to it, it was very easy to name them because they just fit their names so perfectly. With Winston, we knew the name the whole time. And with this one, we cannot agree on a name. We just cannot agree. And when I think Casey's agreed on a name, I'll say, okay, I think we're going to name the baby this. Then he'll say, no, I don't think I like that name anymore. So, I don't know. He's pretty dead set on a name. But I don't feel like it's right. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure we'll just go with the list. I would really, really like for her to have a name because it was a lot of fun with Winston, calling him Winston the whole time and knowing that that was his name. But we will see. This is the great debate at our house, what we're going to name the baby. That is a question that we've gotten a lot is, are you going to share the name? Are you going to do a name reveal? And we will. For sure, if we decide on a name, we will do a name reveal. But if not, then maybe I'll just share the list, the smaller list that we will be taking to the hospital, and then get your input too. But if you have any names that you really, really love for a baby girl, please leave them down below. And hopefully we will find a name for this sweet girl. Another question that we get asked, probably more than any other question, is where are we going to put the baby once she gets here? A lot of you know what my house looks like from watching our family vlog channel, but we are living in a 4-bedroom house at the moment, and it is big enough for a family of 6. I'm not really concerned right now, but I've mentioned before that we do want to buy a bigger house, one with either bigger bedrooms or more bedrooms. Because I'm not opposed to my kids sharing a room. I shared a room with my sisters and I thought it was fine, so I'm not opposed to that as long as they're big enough. The rooms in this house are a little bit smaller and would be a little harder to share, just fitting all the kids' things in there. So we do plan on getting a bigger house. We're just trying to sell a house that we own in Utah, so it's been kind of a longer process than we had planned for. But the baby will sleep in my room for the first few months. I'm just going to get a little bassinet to put her in. So she'll be sleeping in here in my bedroom with me. But I do plan on putting all of her stuff in Winston's bedroom. So they'll just share a little nursery, which I think will work out perfectly. It is big enough where she won't really be in there. I think that it's going to be fine. And he doesn't have a ton of stuff. He still has a lot of room in his dresser and a lot of room in his closet for more things. So I'm not concerned about where we're going to put everything. The baby will be sleeping in here. Winston is still sleeping in my bed. I know there are so many different judgments whether or not that's good or bad. It's not something that I planned on happening, but we are going to be starting to kind of trying to get him to transition into his own bed. So we will see how that goes. It's definitely been more concerning to me trying to get Winston used to sleeping on his own rather than where the baby's going to sleep, because I do plan on just putting her in a bassinet. I don't know if I'll co-sleep with her like I did with Winston, just because I know that it's really, really hard for them in a lot of ways. I don't know, I did the same exact thing. I co-slept with Braylee until she was about 3 and I was pregnant with Gage. And then we transitioned her into her own room. And then when I had Gage, he went into the bassinet and we didn't co-sleep. So I'm repeating the same thing, which is very bizarre to me that I'm doing that. But I do see the benefits in both. Winston has always been a really good sleeper. I've loved co-sleeping. It is something that I really, really do enjoy. But I also see the downfall where Winston doesn't sleep as well unless he's sleeping with me or someone. And, he does need to be in his own room right now, and I know that that's going to be a little bit challenging. So that is something that we're going to be working on. But as far as where the baby will go, she will be sleeping in a bassinet next to my bed, And I do plan on doing a cute little nursery for them to share, and I'll put her little crib in there with his little toddler bed. And I think that there's going to be enough room. I'm not too concerned about that. But just to answer that question, that is what's going to be happening. So as far as me, I am still feeling really, really good besides having a cold. I feel like I've had a nonstop cold. I fight one off and then I get one that is even worse. I'm sure many of you can relate. This weather has just been super, super crazy. And I normally will get a cold maybe once a year, but I just feel like when I'm pregnant, my immune system isn't quite as strong. So they have hit me pretty hard this year, and Winston too. So we've been battling colds and they have wiped me out. They've made me really, really tired, and like, this is just a cold. Why can't I fight this cold? But it has been really, really difficult. So hopefully I feel like I am starting to get better, but I also compare it all the time. Anytime I get sick, I compare it to morning sickness, and I'm like, this is a piece of cake compared to morning sickness. I will not complain. I will get through this and it will be fine. So I'm still very, very grateful to be feeling good in that way. I don't have morning sickness, just a cold. So I'm good. Something that I have noticed is that now that the baby is a little bit bigger, I do feel like I'm carrying her in a little bit. And if you have ever been pregnant and carried a baby like that, you know what I mean. But it's kind of like I'm holding her more in my back and up. So if I eat even a small amount of food, I get extremely full and I feel very, very uncomfortable. So that is something else that's happening. And I'm hungry. I'm hungry all the time, and I have to just have so much self-control. Like, you know that if you eat that much food, you're going to be rolling to wherever you have to go. That's how I feel like. It's the weirdest feeling and not that fun, but again, not a big deal and easy to handle, and it's been fine. Something that has been really interesting to me is that I haven't gotten heartburn like I have with the other three. With all three other pregnancies, I had heartburn terribly. It was like the second I got pregnant, I had heartburn, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as the months went by. And this time, I might get it every once in a while, very mild heartburn, but nothing like I did with the other ones. So again, super duper grateful for that, because heartburn is terrible. And it's just been nice to kind of avoid that. The only thing that has been like something that has been in the back of my mind is they say that if you have heartburn, your baby will have hair. And my babies have gotten more hair as I've had them. But again, I've had heartburn, and Winston had the most, and I had really bad heartburn with him. I'm just like crossing my fingers because I'm very, very hopeful that this baby will have more hair than my other babies, because they've just gotten a little bit more. But I haven't had heartburn, so if that's true, then this baby's going to come out bald. But I've also heard that that's not true from a lot of people that haven't had heartburn and have had babies with tons and tons of hair. And again, even if this baby comes out with no hair, it will be the cutest little baby to me, so it doesn't really matter. So anyways, I'm going to show you a belly shot and then we will wrap this video up. Okay, I shouldn't have worn a black shirt. It's kind of hard to see. This is my belly from the front, and I do have maternity pants on that go up over my belly, but I've just pulled them down a little bit. Again, these I've mentioned, but these are from Topshop and they're amazing if you're looking for some. So this is my belly from the side. Belly, wool below shirt. And from the front, these are just creases from my pants. Like I said, I feel like I am kind of just carrying her back in through here a little bit. Like, she feels like very much in. So that is what I was trying to explain earlier. She just feels very high and in. So that is it for my 27-28 week update video. The next couple of videos I want to do with the older two. So if you have any questions for Braylee or Gage, leave them down in the comments below. I'll probably also tweet it out right before. I'll do 2 separate videos, one with each of them, so that they can answer the questions and just let you know how they're feeling about all of this. And I plan on getting those up within the next month, so be sure to watch for them if that's something that you wanted to see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!